Psalm 10. When trouble strikes like lightning, O Yahweh, why do you stand so far away, withholding your protection from the land? Why do you turn away and hide in times of great distress, concealing your abundant store of love and faithfulness? The wicked, in his shameless pride, a predator intent upon his prey, hunts down the weak, his heart with malice bent. Yet in the wily schemes which he devises he is caught, to circumstances dark and bleak, by his own hand thus brought. For brazenly he boasts of the insatiable desires that in his wicked heart all day burn on like raging fires. To him who, always craving more, his soul with greed defiles, he gives his blessing, but Yahweh he scornfully reviles. The pride by which he mocks the poor reflected in his face. For truth the wicked searches not, nor gives to wisdom chase. Amid the schemes that in his mind unceasingly abound, about God not a single thought or notion can be found. Though like a serpent's coils they wind about, his ways, which lead astray, twisted by greed and fraught with hate, always succeed. To your decrees and judgments blind he is, too proud to raise his willful eyes and fix upon your lofty laws his gaze. He sneers at all his enemies, deriding all who stand against him with their weapons drawn, their spears and blades in hand. His heart at rest, his mind at ease, he says within his soul, the thought that shaken I will be is inconceivable. While generations come and go as fleetingly as grass, through trouble and adversity I never once shall pass. Though from his cunning mouth words flow like honey, smooth and sweet, his speech is full of cursing and oppression and deceit. Iniquity and trouble lie beneath his crafty tongue, twin swords awaiting his command to be unsheathed and swung. Malevolent and cruel, yet sly, within the places dark and hidden of the towns he lurks, bloodthirsty as a shark. His victims taking by surprise, the innocent who, free from guilt, detest his evil works, he murders secretly. His arrogant, malicious eyes covertly searching for weak women and defenseless men are fixed upon the poor. Silent and vigilant, as still and watchful as a great and fearsome lion in its den, he lies all day in wait. He lies in ambush to fulfill his longing to ensnare and catch the poor who of his schemes and plots are unaware. He captures the afflicted and the needy in his net and drags them off, their hopes and dreams to dash without regret. Crushed underneath his heavy hand, which sets the deadly traps by which he overcomes them, they in hopelessness collapse. The helpless fall beneath the weight of his tremendous power, the strength by which he plans his prey to hungrily devour. He tells himself, the deeds, both great and small, that I have done, God has forgotten utterly, remembering not one. From wickedness to shield his eyes, his face in fear he hides. The evil he will never see that in my heart resides. Without delay, O God, arise. Yahweh, lift up your hand to stem the tide of cruelty that surges through the land, that none of their heart-wrenching cries for help might be in vain. Recall the lowly, as to you they cry out in their pain. Why does the vile, wicked man scorn God day after day, his righteous laws determined to reject and disobey? Convinced that he is wiser than all those who hate bloodshed and falsehood, he within his soul has confidently said, "By him against whom willfully my spirit has rebelled, I, for my deeds accountable, will surely not be held." But you have seen the trouble he has caused throughout his days, for neither grief nor mischief can escape your tireless gaze. You note his evil works, that by your hand, in a display of justice and revenge, that man you might in full repay. The victim who, his desperate cry for help directed to your ears, seeks you in his distress, and trusts himself to you. You are the one who, day or night, whenever he has need, defends and helps the fatherless, whose humble prayers you heed. That he whose ways are wicked might inflict no further harm upon the helpless, break into that ruthless villain's arm. That he might come to realize that he is powerless to keep his secrets safe from you, search out his wickedness, till all the evil things he tries with all his might to shield from you, whose eyes see everything, have finally been revealed. His sovereign lordship over all the world established for eternity, Yahweh is King now and forevermore. The nations, whether great or small, will perish from his land at last, destroyed completely by his just and mighty hand. The longing and desire of the humble, O Yahweh, you hear as for relief they cry aloud day after day. You, lifting up their hearts in love, encourage them both day and night. You, by your mercy, heed the anguished prayers they pray. Justice, to them of greater worth than gold, for those without a father and those crushed by greed and hate, you bring about, that he who, at home on the earth, desires to fill the poor with dread and frighten those in need, may terrify no more.